might want to sit down for this.
Welcome to the podcast. You might want to sit down. Episode 96, I believe.
Yo, we've been on.
This
bro.
is DJ XP, and if we
I can't
if
control
we
what you're
continue,
doing, yo.
if we
We're
continue
here.
going down the line,
Yo, my name's Travell.
My name is O.
yes, sir. Yeah, and we are back. On our social media, I want to thank everybody for, especially, we always talk about liking, commenting, and subscribing. A lot of people have dropped a lot of various comments on the TikTok. The TikTok has been getting a little bit active in some of the conversations.
We active.
So I'd like to thank Travell personally and Ryan for making those cuts to things that people could resonate with and have a continuing conversation about, because sometimes there's so many conversations online, so many different schools of thought, that it's sometimes very difficult to hone in on something that people feel like they have a comment or something to speak about. I know it is one of our reoccurring themes of, the Drake zeitgeist, but I mean, he's arguably one of the biggest artists, so therefore there's going to be...
He's the biggest artist of the past few decades.
You can't say that anymore.
He's the biggest artist of the past few decades.
So therefore the conversation there's so much conversation, both micro and macro, that is about it. Even if it doesn't matter the size of it, there's always something to be said. So there was a lot of conversation about the segment that we did, kind of speaking about the What's the Dirt, and a lot of the video. And shout out to What's the Dirt for following us and commenting on items. So I mean, obviously he resonated with some of the content, so I definitely appreciate that, sir. I guess in the spirit of that, there's been different conversations people are having. Once again, just like on Instagram, people were having their own conversations within some of the things that we were saying. And I mean, look, I know people have this feeling that we are, I guess, coming from a biased position.
They still think that? They still think we're...
There's a little bit of it, but I will say, though, in comparison, for I don't remember which platform it was that seemed like we were only like saying positive things about Drake, but I think this round of TikTok ones were a little bit more one side or another. Yeah, it was a little bit more split, and I think one of the things that got people interested or speaking was about the idea of like the dot era, and then people feeling like we're discrediting like all the other hip hop that's going on right now.
That's a comment that you were hearing?
Really? So they feel like there's an artist performing at a Kendrick level that we should also put in the running for dot era status?
No.
Okay. I want to make sure, because I want to know the of that person.
I like how your no was so succinct.
I need to know that.
No, that's not what they're doing. No.
Okay, good. What were they doing?
Sorry, what are they doing?
Yeah.
It's more so about, we've talked about, well, in every genre of music, once that genre reaches a peak level, and hip hop did reach a peak level, I think I would probably say during the post-streaming era, Spotify, SoundCloud, so probably from 2016 to 2020, was probably a very fast rising peak where everything that was hip hop related kind of just ascended, and the charts kind of mirrored that. I think people, like, what has to happen is once things reach a certain amount of popularity and quote unquote pop, there is going to be an oversaturation point where the algorithm and the genre itself reaches a point where some of those things aren't going to cross over anymore, and it's going to return back to the underground of sorts. So there's a lot of artists that are not necessarily the ones that all the Spotify playlists are putting, or that the radio, quote unquote,
come on, get out of here. That's not who they're saying we have to acknowledge in the diary. No, I'm not doing that.
Wait, no, because we don't know what he's saying yet.
Because I think
like I know where he's going now.
I hope that's where he's going.
Because hip hop has turned 50 something years old now. What we're noticing is that hip hop is one of the first genres where there is a generational divide, I guess you can say, and there's not many artists in the genre that can tote both lines of being for the young and also appealing to the old as well. But I think in a healthy environment of music, there has to be two of them going on at the same time. There has to be the underground and, you know, the people that have kind of been big before, and then the young people that are what's up?
Yo, who do they say should be in the dot era if not for K Dot? I
No,
feel like you're not helping me understand.
No, I understand, but it's
I'm sitting here, I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know who the other person is.
He's slow walking the dog, but I'm trying to get to
No, that's fine. No, that's okay. It's a podcast, so
are
it
you
should
not,
speed up.
Are you not slow walking the dog?
No.
What I'm saying is the idea of the dot era is not just that it's supposed to be Kendrick, but it's also about hip hop there's a lot of people that are saying that hip hop is not successful or tangible or interesting because it's Kendrick and not Drake dominating the time. So people are saying there is a lot of music in this self-ascribed dot era, which everyone doesn't call it a dot era because, as people have pointed out, it's only a few people that have said that. But the idea is this non-Drake era because they wanted Drake gone. So that's why I call it the dot era. It's not necessarily that it's.
So who is it now? Or are you saying it's
we know someone who said call it the dot era.
No, I understand that Elliot Wilson is one of the people that penned that term. But what I'm saying
is, Elliot, this is all your fault.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is just that the idea is that people are saying don't act like hip hop is non-existent and not entertaining or thriving in this era just because it is a quote unquote non-Drake led era. Is kind of what the point is I was trying to get to.
But hold on, that's not a criticism of it not being the dot era. They're conflating two arguments because you made the argument, hey, this is the dot era. So this is the era where we will remember. It's like sagas, right? Like Dragon Ball Z, the Frieza saga. They fought a lot of people in the Frieza saga. They fought the Ginyu Force. They arrived at Planet Namek, but it's still known as the Frieza saga because that's the big bad in that saga. The Cell saga, the Android saga, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
When we call it the dot era, we're not saying there's not other musicians. We're just saying that, that's the big bad of this era.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I have to go based on what people are saying.
It's a separate argument to say that coincidentally, at the time that this guy seems to have his era run, the performance of the records is worse. I feel like those are two separate arguments.
They are, but
that's not them saying that it's not the dot era because there's no other name they could offer.
Well, a lot of them rejected the idea of a dot era anyway. So
who is it? Is it hip hop as a whole? Is that their thing?
Yeah,
I honestly hate the
Sorry.
No, that's
sorry.
No, it's no, that's fair.
Fuck, man.
I mean, it's not. I mean, I was never a fan of it either.
No, it's just
a.
What are you mad at?
Fuck, man. I don't understand. Why does there have to be a thing? Like, wait, what? Why do we have to force? Why do we have to force things on people like titles and eras and like whole surmisings of things? Why do we have to force it? Why do we have to forecast it? Like what does era mean? Like what does that mean? What does era mean?
The time in which someone is thriving in and everybody else is secondary.
Do you have to have? Should there be a period of time before something is an era of something?
It's been a hot 3 months for me.
Wait,
my era
you
right
could
now.
be it's your era for 3 months,
or on the Eras tour. How long
or
was that?
if you're hot for a year, is that an era?
Well, and
what are we doing? Like this got to stop.
Then you'd have to discuss.
I love all artists. Fuck. I love all the artists. Like everyone that's putting out this shit, I love. But we just can't go. Dre didn't just drop So Far Gone. They're like, yo, Drake era. Kanye didn't drop fucking College Dropout. They're like, it's the Ye era. Like you got to do a lot of things. Like there's dope shit. Like we're in an interesting time. All right, we're in an interesting time in hip hop. There's a lot of great hip hop that's going on. Right, there is this year. in the last few years. There's been a lot of great hip hop, but there's no like super duper ridiculous type shit in hip hop right now in terms of at least numbers. If you guys want to talk about numbers, if you want to talk about hits, if you want to talk about, there's nobody in hip hop that's like what Taylor Swift is doing right now in terms of if we're gonna talk about numbers, right? So if we're talking about that, Kendrick is having a great run. Yes, Kendrick is having a great run. He's having his best run ever. I like those titles. You know what I mean? I don't like the. I don't like this. Oh, it's because then it kind of diminishes. It's like. Because two different groups of people get to either big it up to a way where it shouldn't be bigged up and also diminish at the same time. So it's the dot era. That's why there's not good hip hop music. That's a stupid take too, right? And then if you say, oh, it's not the dot era. I mean, it is the dot era, but that's because of what? Because he has 6 or 8 or a year of greatness, or Drake is dealing with this. What are we doing? There's not a lot of new superstars in music. Forget about just hip hop.
Yeah.
In music, right? There's not like superstars plethora all over the place doing crazy numbers.
Is the music superstar done then? Or have we seen our last music superstar?
I don't know.
Are we talking about just music in general?
No, let's go hip hop genre.
So
have we seen our last hip hop music?
I don't know if we've seen our last, but it's not that's not a thing anymore. So, there's a lot of niche. There's a lot of niche.
Extinct. We're waiting for the choice.
I mean, sometimes you guys do the movies where you guys drop a movie and then you guys wait 10 years. Then they drop 10 years, but 10 years go by before the new Scream or the fucking another Michael Mayer. So maybe you guys, there's got to be this time period. So this time period is go get your money. This time period is go get your fans. This time period is go build your cash.
Will we ever have another music?
See, that's what you're saying. Now you're saying, will we ever have?
You changed this from hip hop.
Yeah, I'm changing it. No, will we? I'm keeping. So every statement I ask is keeping it hip hop.
Okay,
and then I'm changing the framework of the question to see what we think the outlook is of our current art form.
So will we ever have a new hip hop superstar?
Yes.
That was not a superstar before.
Yes.
And now has become a superstar.
Yes.
Based on like what are the things that they have to do for you to be like, that's what you consider a superstar in 2025, 2026, 2027.
Will we ever have somebody like as much as people say,
don't say Michael Jackson.
No, but as much as people say Drake was from Degrassi, like people weren't really watching that too tough. It was just an easy
But they knew he was from there though.
But they knew he was from there. But it's not like that immediately gave him superstardom. Drake's superstardom came from a delivery of music that had a whole bunch of people from different walks of life talking.
It's a fact.
And then an idea that labels who were behind that said, yo, we should double down on this investment to make that work.
It's a fact.
Okay. You have J. Cole who had was it the Friday Night Lights series? That had people saying, yo, what's that? For us? You had the J. Cole series, the Friday Night Lights series, where people are like, yo, who's this? Double down. Then it's like, okay, he's next. Like, or like even a lot of things have gone the wayside since our time loving music. For example, the Freshman, being on that Freshman list used to be a thing.
Yeah, but magazines was a thing.
And it would have marked you as a person.
Magazines was a thing.
Yeah, but that's gone online. Like there's still top 10 lists online. They don't not do it.
But people don't care about it as much no more. There's not a big hoopla about it anymore.
Have we the consumers created a new musical environment where the hip hop superstar has gone extinct?
I think I think the consumers are a part of that decline. That I think there's a lot of various elements that lend to that demise that you're speaking of. Because I do think that we can see one again, but the point is that they can't die though.
I think
like Pop Smoke, I think had the opportunity
to be a hip hop music superstar.
The thing is, when I think about Pop Smoke and the things that he got away with saying, like he said, I can't fuck with these niggas is gay.
Yeah.
And
was Pop Smoke talking crossover yet? Or that was just really, that was us listening to it. That was drilling. Like that wasn't.
I don't know. Drilling was a new part of hip hop, and
but it was getting popular.
He got a Nicki Minaj feature to his remix early. He got French Montana. He got Drake cosigns. He got a lot of things that were putting him in this category. And he was also showing that as he was rapping, just rapping, he was also able to be melodic as well and appeal to women, appeal to the streets, appeal to pop. He had songs with Dua Lipa. He had songs with Burna Boy. He had songs with DeVito. He was positioning himself, even though he had a rough exterior, but he was using melody. And as you know, from post-2000s music, having melody as a rapper is going to guarantee you the international success. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say also, I think he's charismatic too, right? From the interviews and the conversations and the lives and just certain things that you see of him, you can see that he's very he was very he had a
Personable, a real person.
personality to him that invited people in. A lot of people are not like that. They can have dope records and have dope melodies and dope whatever, but they're not. They don't really engage with like others. Like I feel like he probably would have been one of the artists that did cross over and put his interest in other elements that would have made his star bigger. Yeah. So I don't think there's a lot of people that are like, I think if you're talking about next big, or if there's gonna be a big hip hop artist, superstar, he has to be super big in hip hop, but that his super bigness, it's more so than ever before. Because right now the superstars, the streamers, right now the superstars,
hip hop artists. Is that what you think the next one will come from?
I don't know.
Sorry, repeat the question.
Streamer turned hip hop artist.
I guess that's possible. Boy Max is rapping now, so
but see, he's.
I mean, I get the crazy respect of everybody though, because I feel like sometimes when the streamers go, they're just which is smart. They're monetizing their existing audience.
Yeah,
they're not getting a new audience to come in and be like, oh man, he's spitting. Like, let's do that.
Because spitting, what does spitting even mean now? But
I think if you're an artist, if money, if money wasn't a factor, I would have never stopped making music. Mm-hmm. Because if I knew I lived in a world where I could pay all my bills and live the life I wanted to live, but I was only performing for, obviously capitalism doesn't work this way, but I would perform for a set of maybe loyal 5,000. Like if you never leave that 5,000 person, those small hall shows,
then you'll be great.
But all your bills are paid, I don't keep making music. Because of the art. I think there is a difference between desiring to be an artist and desiring to be a celebrity and a global superstar. Something that made me think of this is this documentary. Actually, I finally got around to it. The number one on the call sheet. Remember when you told me to watch that? And they were talking about actors. And I mean, that was such an incredible thing. And I think it ties into what we're talking about here. But what I loved about that documentary, which is about, for those who don't know, leading men in Hollywood who were black. It was black leading men in Hollywood. And they're running through this list. Morgan Freeman talks about breaking on at 50. You know, I just wanted to do the art. It was good for me. They come to Will Smith. Will Smith said, I wanted to be the biggest superstar in the world.
Yeah.
And both of them ended up being number one on the call sheet. Both of them are top men. But in the way they talked about it, you knew both of them had different goals.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman wanted to pay his bills and loved the work he was doing. Will Smith wanted to be known by everybody.
But isn't that interesting that they all got to their goal? Like they all got to those accolades, even completely different lanes or different paths, but it all ended up to that place, which is
but that's what
number
I'm saying
one on the call.
With the superstardom thing, where it's like, for example, I think if we're going back to the Drake Kendrick thing, I think Drake wants to be a global superstar.
Well, but he thinks he is.
No, he is. But I'm saying that when he started out, when he was like, if you caught him like back in the day, what do you want out of this? I think it was more than I want to make money. I think it was, bro, I want to be a global superstar.
I wouldn't agree. I don't think. And I think
Kendrick was more of a I'm just trying to do music.
Really? I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he fell into it because of just what he was doing. I think he just wanted to get out of Toronto,
but I just want to be. I just want to be successful.
It doesn't say I just want to be. I just want to be a global superstar.
But I want the money.
I want the money in the cars, the hoes.
Yeah, you can have all of that without setting foot outside of North America. I would draw the parallel.
Mean physically?
I would draw the parallel with The Weeknd. The Weeknd became a global superstar, but
I don't think he wants to be it though. I agree with you.
No, he made a conscious decision after doing the Beauty Behind the Madness to become a global superstar. He had this decision where he was looking at the dark R&B he was making and said, I need to actually appeal to a wider audience by being more melodic, by brightening things up and changing my direction. I would argue that's after
he gets on though. I agree with what you're saying. I want to talk about somebody in the primordial
he's talking about
I don't think he wanted to be global. I think he just wanted to be a great rapper to drop dope records. Hey, Drake, you might see this clip so you can.
This is where the difference. But for example, I don't think Denzel never said. I don't think Denzel said actively like I want to be Denzel. I think that happened. I think Will Smith wanted to be a superstar.
Yeah, but
I think Kevin Hart wanted to be a global
I'm not debating
superstar.
the movie. I'm not debating movie stars because I think movie stars, you're more relegated to whatever the movie production studio is putting out, and just if it aligns with that ending up making you bigger. But as an artist, you are in the driver's seat by and large of your own career, so you would know if the type of music you're making is gonna make you be a superstar. So I think when Drake was making music,
but you can have that ambition.
I know, but I don't know.
Michael Jackson did apparently.
Right.
At a young age.
I'm not saying that he didn't eventually, but I don't know if that was his onset. Like, I don't think that was the initial. I think there was a certain point. If you want to ask me at what point that was, I would say it was Views. Views is when he's like, okay, you know what? I want to be a global superstar, like for real.
So you don't think Views was where he said, "Oh, I'm definitely gonna be"? Not.
I think Views is when he's like, "Oh, it's working."
Maybe by Views, it was I am a global superstar. But I feel like that's where the conversation, whether it was a year prior, because eras sometimes start before the album. So maybe whatever he was doing before Views kind of bled into it. He was like, you know what, this is what I want to do.
Is Views the third album or the fourth album?
It goes. Thank Me Later. Take Care. Nothing Was the Same. Views. 4.
Wow, you think he didn't want to be
not
global?
Take that long, I don't think.
You don't think
what album?
Nothing
what's
was
the first album that made you feel like he was trying to be a global superstar, like you're saying?
I feel like he was trying to be a global superstar from Best I Ever Had when he said, "When my album drop,
they probably
bitches will buy it for the picture and niggas will buy it too and claim they got it for their sister."
You think that he was trying to be a global superstar?
The women are coming here, they're going to get me to a level, and young niggas have no choice. I think he was very aware of that.
Wait, isn't that where is that the same song that he said he could sell a blank disc? Or who said this?
I don't remember the blank disc line.
No, that isn't that
the same song?
Isn't the same line?
Is that the same
Probably
record?
sell a blank disc. I mean, it's that song, yeah?
I think this guy was wanting to, and I think it goes to what we're saying because he had the actor adjacentism where he thought to himself, "Yo, I got to get on and be a global superstar."
I would say maybe Nothing Was the Same was 2013 and Views is 2016. So I think during Nothing Was the Same, he started to get the glimpse of that. And the reason why I say that is because Hold On, We're Going Home is on Nothing Was the Same. And working with Madrid Jordan, having Madrid Jordan on there who has that sound that is not relegated to necessarily hip hop or R&B, and it is kind of expanding. Because if you look at the Views, he has Hotline Bling, One Dance Controller, Too Good. So I think 2013 is when he starts seeing, there is something more to this. And then by the time 2016 rolls around, he embraces that completely, and then it becomes complete. That's
I hear what you're saying. I mean, look, to me, again, big Drake fan, take none of my opinions. Any guy who comes out with his first album after all the buzz and people say, yeah, sure, it sold, but it wasn't that great.
Which album was that?
When he came out with Thank Me Later, there was a lot of criticism about Thank Me Later.
Yeah, because it felt like he deviated from what made him in the people's eyes, and it was all producers like Swiss Beats, Timbaland, people that he did not.
Is that Fancy?
And Kanye West.
Fancy.
Because look, it shows 3 songs.
Fireworks.
They still play that song today.
It says Find Your Love, Fancy.
Find Your
Love is on Thank Me Later?
Yeah, unless
he's always trying to be a global superstar.
Yeah, come on, what we doing? He's gonna have to.
He's always trying to be a global superstar. Think of that. Find Your Love is on my debut album.
That's Kanye West. That's him.
And Kanye wanted to be
a global superstar
right away.
And Kanye West apparently was also trying to sabotage him. Apparently, but that's neither here nor there. But
I'm just saying. I think like when I look at those artists, it's like
okay.
I think there's a difference between wanting to make the music and wanting to be a global superstar. I think a lot of our artists that we have now are like the eclectic, like I just want to make the music, and like we love that. We're kind of drawn to that, but they don't desire.
Because I don't think you don't because you don't need to
superstar.
You don't need to be a global superstar to be successful anymore.
No, but you need to want to be a global superstar to be a global superstar.
I know, they're not seeing the.
No. I know. I don't agree what he's saying, but I keep saying what
they're not seeing the benefit of
being a global superstar.
Being a global superstar, besides the more work or the more responsibility.
Yeah.
Because if I can, like you said, if I can service my 5,000, my 10,000, my 30,000, my 50,000 fans around the world, and I'm a multimillionaire by that, because of how the market is, how music is, how all these different brands are, all this. Why am I chasing now? You gotta like be a psycho guy to like actually want to be a global and with music today,
look no further.
What's global? What music attracts
global superstar music?
No, attracts the globe.
Yeah.
What style of music? Not really.
Look no further than Drake. Since we're glazing Drake, he has this thing where he says, no matter what, guys, I'm always going to have an album that has singing and rapping. And every time that he drops an album, there is a huge discourse. Yo, bro, why are you singing on this album? You need to just do straight rap and whatever. So that's something that someone who agrees to be a global superstar has to contend with, is making an album each time that tries to appeal to a bunch of people, which is probably why he's like, you know what? Let me just make this album Scorpion, or not Scorpion. What's the one where he called it a playlist?
Oh,
the first time where the playlist was what's
More life you're talking about?
Yes, more life. It's like, let me call this up because now
when
you
he
have
was
to,
in his UK bag.
now
though.
you have to try a different branding technique to say what to do, whatever it is that you've been always trying to do. So that's when artists say, I might as well just stay in the thing that I know how to do because the algorithm is going to treat me well because I'm providing repetition and I don't have to deviate from what I actually like to do.
Let me ask you a question, because you said you disagreed with my statement of you have to want to be a global superstar to be a global superstar. I'm going to throw something out here, right? And it's borderline blasphemous. I just want to throw it out and see how we sit with it.
That's fine.
I think J. Cole is a massive artist.
Yeah.
I do not think he's a global superstar. Am
I
I right or wrong with that?
I would agree with you.
Okay.
Actually,
This is the line. This is where we're having it now.
because popular artists, and I understand what you're saying, popular artists or a large fan base compared to being a global superstar.
I guess we'd have to establish what
To me,
makes
global
large
superstar
and
is I
global
can talk
superstar.
to people that do not the global superstar. When I say that, I say the same thing about sports. Can I talk to people who do not follow your median, but they know your name?
Okay.
So, for example, there are people who don't know boxing, but they know Canelo Alvarez. They don't know boxing, but they know Floyd Mayweather, because those guys are global superstars.
Okay.
There are people who don't listen to hip hop like that, but they know Drake.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Basketball. People don't watch a lick of basketball. They know LeBron. People don't watch a lick of soccer. They know Messi. They know Cristiano Ronaldo. 6?
Yeah.
Home fucking
There we go.
run.
So
Springer thing.
that is where I go with the global superstar tag. Do you have crossover appeal?
Okay,
Yeah.
I think Drake very much wanted crossover appeal.
Yeah.
Kendrick is where I would give you the point of later on when he started doing the Taylor Swift stuff and things like that. But I don't even know if that was him so much as it was his handler saying, yo, this is a good idea.
Time out.
Yeah.
Who's a global superstar hip hop?
Drake,
Mhm.
Kendrick,
Mhm.
Jay-Z,
Mhm.
Kanye West.
You're
Off the top of
you're
my
missing
head.
somebody. Travis Scott.
Let me sit with him. I'm not
He
against
just
it. Just let me
performed
sit
in
with
front
it.
of a billion
Based off
people
what- based-
in
based on
South
what you-
Africa.
Based off what I'm
But
saying,
what
it
you
is,
just
right?
said, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, because you gotta remove your own.
Yeah, no, that's why I
Yeah.
had to sit with it. Because
Yeah, yeah.
because I don't want to
He
not
is
acknowledge
based-
how big he is.
He is based off of that, based off the.
Then okay,
and then
Travis.
he'll do these European shows
Yeah,
with
yeah,
50
yeah.
like it's like
Who else?
outside.
Hip hop. Remember, I'm not.
Yeah, I
we
know,
can't
I
go
know.
R&B, so we're keeping it hip hop.
And
Because obviously, we go R&B.
I want
Chris is in
I
there.
want to ask you about R&B. Just a couple.
Just to do okay.
So you got those 4. You got those 4 or 5.
Off the top
So
of
who-
my head, am I finding other names that I'm like, oh my god, no?
Is there any more?
It's
I mean,
Snoop. I don't think Snoop is that
You
anymore.
could, you
but-
could argue that from what he's done, whether he can pull
Because
the
you would've
fans-
been-
You
the
say
crowd.
general, yes.
So
I
we're
would-
going historically of all time.
Yeah, yes.
Do you know what I mean? Because then okay,
Then
we're
you're
adding in
putting
Ice Cube.
you're putting
We're adding in
Eminem.
an Eminem.
Yes.
Sorry, Ice Cube. I don't want to cut you off. I said
No, yeah. Ice Cube, Eminem.
Snoop is
Is
definitely in.
Ice Cube
Snoop.
or NWA?
It's Cube because Cube did the movies.
So can Cube go anywhere in the world and he's
Is that
recognizes-
the criteria?
Yeah. You
Well,
have
that's
to,
because
you have to
he
go
has to go
outside of his median and have
Out of-
crossover
yeah,
appeal.
out of his- yeah,
but I
out
don't
of
think
his-
he's doing it right now. But I'm saying there was at his zenith, Cube was a guy where if you were a hip hop fan, you knew Cube, and if you were somebody who just liked holiday movies with your kids, you knew Ice Cube.
Yeah, maybe Cube has an asterisk, but 50 Cent, I would say.
Crossover superstar.
yes.
Yeah, he was dating Chelsea Handler. Talking about that on late night.
Yo,
Like,
you could, listen, I call cross global. If you
Did
can,
he? I mean, well,
if you
obviously he has
can
a
do big
situation, but
shows,
did he?
if you could do big shows in the States, if you can go to Africa,
You gotta
if
be
you
able
go
to
to
sell
Europe,
overseas.
you gotta go. Yeah, you gotta be able to Australia. Like you gotta be able to go all of these places, and
Yep.
it's big time.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah, I
So
would
50
agree.
Cent is there too. Who else?
Global superstar. I remember we have to have the cutoff somewhere where we're not going to be. I'm going to say T.I.
Wait, did
is
we-
not.
Yo, Nicki's a global
Global superstar,
Yeah,
Nicki and Cardi.
Did we say Kanye West?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's
Long
what
time.
Kanye
Come
was
on.
in the beginning. Nicki Cardi.
You think Cardi's a global superstar right now?
Yeah, bro. She went
Maybe
8 years, no music, and
I
was
think
still
she's-
on the tip of everybody's lips, and then sold comparable to Nicki, who's been a musician for 10 years more than her.
I'll revisit this
We gotta see
at
that.
the end of her next
She did
touring.
so. She's on 200.
No. I mean,
Her next touring circuit.
the tour thing, you got it. That's
think
what we.
that will be the
That's what
final.
we included,
Just
right?
sell out.
We're only talking all of these criteria because she's a superstar. We're not debating
She's a global superstar.
We're talking global. We're talking Will Smith. We're talking Denzel.
Yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah.
talking. These
So
are the
in
guys we're
hip-hop-
talking
In the
about.
hip hop, just
Yeah.
to refine the list. To refine the list, I'm going to say guys today. So I'm going to eliminate
today.
some of the legacy names we gave.
Let's today that still
And I'm
can
gonna
move
go guys
around today.
If Jay-Z does anything today,
is-
global superstar. Kanye West does anything today, global superstar.
We have
Drake does anything today, global superstar.
100%.
Kanye does anything today, global superstar.
100%.
Eminem does anything today, global superstar.
Yeah, 100%. 50 Cent too. Sorry, we just I watched it. I saw it.
Global superstar because he can perform everywhere. It's not the big crowds. I think Drake goes anywhere and pulls 50,000 people.
Okay, but I know, but
I think M can go anywhere with enough promotion and notice and pull 50,000 people.
But 50 Cent is a global superstar.
Yeah.
Remember the shows and everything, the shows, the looks, people dress like him. Yeah. Remember, all of those things are part of that criteria.
But that's where I'm at 6. I'm not talking about people who used to.
I put Nicki on there though. Me.
Today, Nicki and Cardi's to be determined.
Yes, because she got to do the shows.
Yeah, okay.
We got to see the shows. We got to see the shows.
Where are you?
Is Wu-Tang too far removed?
Too far for me.
I believe
Wu-Tang is a global.
I think branding wise, they would have the pull
historically, man. But
Europe. Everywhere they would clear Europe.
No, he's right.
They're huge. I know what we're doing, but
because we talk about NWO, because you talk NWO and NWO, but NWA and Wu-Tang. But let's just talk about the artists. So just solo or duo. That's like that's very specific. You know what I mean?
Wu-Tang can come here and do Scotiabank.
Yes, they have
3 nights in a row.
So is that the?
I'm throwing the 50,000 number, right?
Did you just add a new thing?
No, we're throwing the 50. We're throwing the 50,000. It's okay. Could Wu-Tang come here do Rogers Center?
Yeah, I think so. All
right. Well, they did Scotia. Well,
they did Scotia. And it was
okay.
And it was
okay.
They could do back-to-back days.
Yeah, because that would be the equivalent. But okay, so the Wu. But sorry, there's a point you wanted to make there.
In regards to, I mean, yeah, but
like you threw a Wu-Tang, are we missing anybody else?
No, are we missing anybody else?
Because I'm talking about people who have crossover. Like I go to my mom to talk about Wu-Tang. She'll remember because of then.
Yeah, but
she ain't gonna know because of now.
I know. That's why I didn't want to bring them in currently the most. Those 6 names, 7 names.
No, we've said the top names. We've said the names that
quick R&B, quick,
not quick
superstars,
global superstar in R&B.
Beyonce
is a global superstar. Can't touch her. The Weeknd is a global superstar. You cannot touch. Sorry, we forgot Travis Scott. Is Travis Scott?
He said it.
He's in that number.
Yeah, 100%. He's in.
Beyonce.
Yeah, Weeknd.
Yeah. Chris Brown.
Yep.
Justin Bieber.
Yep.
Because we're talking.
Because there's still little. Yeah. There's still little tiers. But
how big was the Usher thing?
Oh yeah. Come on. What are we doing?
No, I just want to make sure that it's okay.
It's a valid point.
Everybody knows Usher. Because you have to also include that part. They've heard it. They know Usher.
They all know Usher. Okay.
We all heard Usher.
Usher.
Yeah.
Global superstar.
When
I think you got to be able to go to Korea and sell out.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Michael Jackson, Prince. I'm talking Whitney Houston. I'm talking about
these are living.
No, I know, but that's what the level of.
I'm asking.
Taylor Swift, a pop artist, so we're not including her.
Yeah, we're not talking about her, but she's
we're talking pure R&B artist.
Pure R&B, hip-hop R&B, whatever that lane.
Well, I guess I know Rihanna's pop, but she does a lot of R&B enough
Rihanna does anything tomorrow, everybody's going to go.
Yeah.
That's a number of 6 then. I have.
Yeah, I think there's no one else of that number of
Mariah Carey, I think, is delayed, but that, I mean.
No, she's a global superstar. No, she's a global.
Still today.
She's a global superstar.
Still today?
When it's Christmas, everybody knows her.
Her new album sold pretty decently for her being a legacy act.
Yeah. What did it?
Let me double check.
And every Christmas, that's a Home Alone, global movie, right? You understand what I'm saying? Like
you own a season.
You own a season every season, no matter what, and she still dropped new music. Yeah, that's a global.
She did 47,000 first week, US and
remember all of this stuff is always US because y'all tell me about movies flopping and I find out that the movie sold 100 million.
I hesitate with some of the acts from the 90s and 2000s because we were promoting way different then. We had less channels. So once you got on in the 80s and 90s, you were on forever because we were always going to know you were one of the 4 people we were going to see.
Yeah.
We're not missing anybody. Hey guys, if we're missing anybody that you think is a superstar, on all these platforms,
R&B or hip hop,
both. I want to argue it.
Okay, well then I guess one.
Oh, you already have one? Tell us. We don't have to read the comments. He tells you he got one.
I guess we would ask what we would say about Missy Elliott in both of those categories.
No, not for me.
But put your business.
She's an icon.
Icon.
She's a superstar.
That performance that she did. Oh, what was it? Where was she at? She performed in a award show. Oh damn, Missy, you got it.
Yeah,
but she not been doing it.
Wait, that's not. But we're not talking about been doing it because remember, you cannot been doing it, drop, and then you're everywhere.
If Missy dropped today, Missy don't sell out in
that's why I'm saying she's an icon. She's a superstar.
But
is she a global?
Remember, let's just be clear on what we're talking about. Chris Brown went to South Africa, sold the whole country out. Okay,
He did.
The Weeknd, where did he go?
Everywhere.
Weeknd was selling the whole
Brazil,
spot out.
everywhere.
Okay, Drake went out to Wirefest in London for 3 days out at a festival outdoors, bringing
Every genre possible.
every genre to just come play for him.
Yeah.
Missy is who Drake would bring. Missy is not who's bringing Drake. That's why I'm not saying the global superstar thing, in my opinion.
So what's the number? What's the minimum seating for these venues that you're? When you're saying, no, I need to know what you're. Is it like 20? Like
for
15,
me, it's a
50,000?
50,000. If you can go anywhere in the world and get 50,000 people out,
Wait,
whether
5-0 or 1-5?
5-0, and my 50,000 requirement is you either do one stadium, right, or you do two arenas, two nights back to back,
like a 15-15.
Yes.
2 times.
Yeah.
A 15-15.
18-18.
You know, 18-18.
Yeah, but I
2 to
never
3
know what the
times.
seating setup chart is.
A lot of these are
Scotiabank
20,000
is 18 to 20. Yeah, 18 to 20,000.
So if you do a 20,000 seater, 2 nights back to back, you sell that chunk
you're
out,
a superstar.
You're a global superstar.
Yeah, I mean, you're a global superstar. Yeah.
Right? How many times did Drake went? How many years ago? Remember when Drake did the O2? He did like 3 nights in a row.
Yeah, he did. Madison Square Garden 7 days in a row, 6 days.
You know
in
what
a
I'm
row.
saying? That's
I
we
didn't
doing
know
something.
that.
Remember when
On 5
Jay-Z?
days in
Remember
a
when
row.
Jay-Z had
Jay-Z
the when he opened the spot in Brooklyn? Bro, he was like a week.
Yeah. Shows. Yeah. These you have to be able to do. Kanye goes to stadiums and does listening sessions.
Y'all come listen with me.
I listen
in a stadium
Okay.
to release the album. People buying tickets.
to watch him listen.
Yeah.
Global superstar.
Yeah, you gotta be like that.
Not everybody getting that. People
Yeah,
have
come
to
on.
understand what that is.
And there's there's no disrespect what we're saying because there's icons,
Yes.
there's superstars, but when we're talking about global, like this is what I'm gonna ask you and you too, is Burna Boy a global star?
Well, if we're hopping outside of hip hop, well, even though he's kind of hip hop adjacent,
But
because
it's Afro because that's the next question. Is
he hasn't proved otherwise that he's not, because he's been selling out everywhere he's gone in every continent so far. I've never, of all the Afrobeats artists, and shout out Weeknd, who is actually doing better than most of all the. In fact,
even though y'all pretend that he's not.
Exactly, in 2025, he's actually been streaming more than all of them, and I'm not even going to go into detail, but he's had shows where he's had to remove and reschedule and this and that and the third. So
we're gonna.
Right. But Burna Boy, I've never heard of him having any show booking problems anywhere ever.
And he performs everywhere in the world.
Yeah, he does go everywhere.
It's not just black countries and stuff like that.
So
I would say he might
be if he's not global,
no,
he's that line of
Vibes is a global superstar.
Yes,
since we're throwing about
he's
proving it right now,
that's what we're talking about Cardi.
Can she go out and
you got to do that because Vibes just let you know if there was a question about Vibes. Because Jamaicans we know, Caribbeans we know, like,
but the world now knows.
But now the world knows and seeing it in real time.
On TikTok every day.
So they're like, okay, this guy's a global. Oh, he's look at
Bad Bunny, global superstar.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
We forgot about Bad Bunny.
Well, no, but I just.
Well,
we're not hip hop, but they
do call him hip hop.
Yeah, so Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny, and I know that market is huge, but we're saying, are you huge in that market
and over here,
and then come over here and do that?
Yeah,
and Bad Bunny can do that, and Burna Boy could do that.
Only reason he's not in the States is because of the government.
If you let that government, and it's his choice.
He will blow New Jersey out the water. You see, if he goes to MetLife, he could probably do 2 nights in a row of that mug.
And it's his choice.
Yeah.
All the Dominican, Puerto Rico, everybody's coming out to see this.
Yeah, all those.
All right, I changed my mind. No, I changed my mind on something. It's gonna be a long time since there's a new hip hop global.
Because you're looking at
it's too hard.
No one has the foresight to.
It's too hard.
I think you gotta want to do it. Do you like? I think you gotta want to do. You have,
and you gotta want to do it for years and years and years and years and years and years and years.
I'm a business. I'm gonna handle myself as such so that I could be sellable.
But I think
being sellable gets me.
You have to see. I don't think you start off looking like that. But when you're doing your music and you're seeing the response, you think that it becomes possible. I don't think the idea of being like. Saying global, that's like Michael Jackson being 5 years old thinking, I'm going to be the biggest artist across the face of the earth. I don't think he was thinking like that. He was just saying,
bro, yes,
he became that.
No, he said he wanted to be the biggest in the world.
When he was in his teens, he wrote the letter to himself. But I'm talking about when he first stepped in front of a microphone.
Oh, but no one.
That's what I'm talking. Everybody, when the time they step in front of a mic is different for everybody. So I don't think when anybody releases their first piece of music, they're thinking I want to be a global superstar. They're just saying I want to make the best music possible. And then as time goes on in their career trajectory of whatever their musical history or journey is, they eventually get to that point.
Will Smith tells this story in the documentary. Just because again, I'm just running the parallel here. He says, I was doing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and it was whatever. And I was just about to go do Bad Boys. And I had a conversation with Arnold Schwarzenegger who says, your films cannot just be big in America.
Yeah.
They have to be big everywhere in the world.
That's because someone spoke in his ear, right?
Correct. So then he said, when he went to talk to the studio about promoting Bad Boys, he said, do not promote this like a black movie.
Yeah.
Promote it like a global blockbuster.
And that's fair.
Man said, I did Bad Boys in 95. I did Independence Day in 96. There was no more questions after that. That's on purpose. Because I'm picking that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can tell me that wasn't a man who's very aware. I want to be a global superstar. My film choices,
so
the movies I'm picking to do, are global superstar decisions.
Yeah.
I think the same thing happens with musicians.
But when he entered Quincy Jones, when he entered Quincy Jones' office to do Fresh Prince, did he say, I'm going to be a global superstar by being on this TV show?
Okay.
I think you're misconfounding what I'm saying.
We're not understanding what you're saying. Let him say.
Most of these artists need to get a feel for the industry and making music and being a professional first before they say, oh, there's levels to this. Because at first, when you are not a musician, when you are not in the industry, your first thing is, I want to make music. And that feels like the biggest feat ever. And you don't know how large that is. And once you realize, oh, making music is not enough, you have to come to that conclusion on your own by doing the thing that you already thought was impossible, which is putting together a record, putting together a body of work, doing the promotion around America or wherever your area is, and then being like, oh, there's more to it than this. Seeing the stealing. Like the Weeknd thing that I brought up that was brushed over when he did the Beauty Behind the Madness, when he did I Can't Feel My Face. I mean brushed over in terms of the conversation got rushed. I Can't Feel My Face is a disco slow down record, which is a combination of all the dark R&B shit that he was singing about prior, but it doesn't sound like that. And you ask yourself why. It's the same content, but it was a conscious decision when he realized the ceiling he was reaching. He realized he couldn't get to those people because he wasn't doing the global thing. He was doing the thing that was limiting him and the thing that people want to only see him do. And he's like, I have to pass this ceiling to get to that next level. Every artist has to come to that realize, like you just said with Will Smith. Yeah. He came to the decision and the realization when he saw things and then he was spoken to, and then he's like, no, I need to now be put in a different category. But you have to, it's like in the Matrix, you have to know you're in the Matrix to unplug from it. You can't just be born and be like. The
Weeknd's crossover record is when he does the Daft Punk thing, right? When he's doing
I Can't Feel My Face.
I Can't Feel My Face is
that's
the
first.
One.
That's the first
that
one.
That comes out before The Hills, yeah?
Yes.
Or that's probably the same album.
It's like around that time. Okay.
But let me see.
Because I thought the Weeknd's thing was, remember there was a period of time where he wasn't really like showing his face like that. And then I remember starting to see his face like, oh, this is on purpose. Like he's trying to do this now for real.
Yeah, The Hills is part of that album. Okay. It's part of the often song and the Can't Feel My Face.
That's on purpose.
It's the let me give you some of the thing that I've been giving you, but let me start to like deviate from it and see how you guys feel about it. And
did we say I Can't Global Superstar for R&B, by the way? Did we leave him out? We said it, right?
No, you said it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because there's no way that you can't.
He's a global superstar on either or. Yeah, whether you put him in the hip-hop or you put him in R&B.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. I mean, that's where I was trying to get with it. I don't see the artists that we're creating today and the ever-changing marketplace that we have become as consumers aren't a good marriage. And thus, I think it would be very difficult for our genre that we love, this R&B hip-hop music genre, this urban music genre, to produce another global superstar.
Yeah, the global superstar is coming out of is going to be African.
But well, since we brought up
it's Afrobeats, like that genre of music, because of how not only how new and how fast it's growing and morphing and creating even subgenres and what have you, but because they're spread all over the world, and there's a mixture of English and there's a mixture of whatever that heritage is, so that you automatically get what's home or what's from that country, but then also now you're getting the rest of the world that speaks English compared to just
Rema's going to be the next global superstar of music.
Well, yeah, I mean,
5 years.
All signs are pointing to
he can be
his.
I think Burna Boy's going to age out. How old's Burna?
I don't know, but. It's not about, but it's about how
you move and everything.
How do you want to move? Yeah. Because
Tyler could have done it. I think her team fumbled that.
Of all these
But she's new.
Rock me.
Yeah, but everybody you're fumbled the newness.
Yeah, but everybody you're naming, Burna Boy and Rama, they've been in the game way longer than her. So that's not even a fair comparison. Like it's like
she could have still fumbled it. I'm not wrong to say her team fumbled. Not her, sorry. Her team fumbled it.
That situation.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but
that's
another thing. You can't have those type of missteps early on if you want to be a global superstar.
I mean, I feel like we live in the day and age where you're allowed to make mistakes in the public eye, and it doesn't get perceived the same way as the.
Of course, you can recover faster.
The old way.
People forget
the way of things, especially people forget also when you do great things.
When you're doing great things, yeah. If you don't continue to shoot the shot, we're gonna remember that air ball that you did last game and refused to shoot. Remember?
So yeah. Before we go into more music, what just a quick thing about the Drake lawsuit. What? Of the dismissal from the one judge. No, I just want to know what
I was getting abused.
I just want to know the quick.
We don't know because I didn't know what happened.
We don't know what's going on.
Everyone can have their quick because I'll say what I think, but
all right, you go first.
Well, I understand the thing about and once again, forgive me if I don't fully grasp and understand the lawsuit and its origins and what the initial.
I don't think any of us know.
No, 100%. not to the fully because we're not Drake and we're not his legal team. We're not on,
and none of you guys are either.
So what I would say is,
unless you are,
the way that it's being presented to the
top 52 on nobody up. It's looking good.
The way that it's being presented, or the way that it's being interpreted by the judge of the case, this woman, I can't remember what her name is that she's feeling like the way that they are positioning this is to take away artists' right to say things in hyperbole in songs. rap feuds, which historically rap feuds are a thing. Rap feuds weren't just created yesterday. It was something that's been going on. So judges can go and look at the history of rap feuds and people saying incendiary things like "I had sex with your wife" and I put you, I tied up your kids, and like there's terrible things that are said in rap feuds since hip hop has started. Mm-hmm. Tupac has been in battled in many. He's had beef with people that I didn't know he even knew existed. Like there's so many different aspects, like different rap feuds. Some of them don't even land in music. Like some of it is just people online going back and forth on each other. There's deaths. There's so many different things that it can escalate to. But in terms of the intellectual property of music, especially in the United States of America, their First Amendment, not unfortunately, but protects them in situations where, in her interpretation, that the hyperbole and that a normal person or a regular person would not believe the things that are being said in a rap feud to be true, because it's about who can outlie the other person and who can out snap the other person, depending on what part of the states you're from or what have you. Yeah. So with saying that, I can understand how granting this judgment in the way that it's being presented, right, in terms of how we're understanding it, how she could be like, well, this is going to open a Pandora's box, because now people can use this case as case law and a reason to retroactively say, I don't like how that person said something about me, and now I'm going to go and put them in court and use this court case as a landmark case, even though a reasonable person would understand that the information was hyperbole and that it was just incendiary for the purposes of a rap battle. Mm-hmm. Having said that, the reason why Drake's case is different and why his lawyers are probably like, yeah, we're not taking this line down, we're going to appeal, is because they're speaking to something that is deeper than just two people going back and forth in a rap battle. And I know the argument is going to be, well, Drake told him to say the stuff about being a pedophile in the song when he said Taylor made freestyle, tell him you like young girls, it's got to be true, whatever. However, in the eyes of Drake and his team and everybody over there, is if you are actively in a dispute with me for contract negotiations and you are specifically using something that came up organically and putting your entire force to pipe it up and make it seem bigger and larger than life, and to in turn to lower the worth of what I bring to the table and what I have been bringing to the table. That's where they're looking at it from that perspective. So I completely, like, I understand why her, based on the information that was presented, maybe once they send it to a different judge, or once it's being presented differently, they're going to be like, okay, we understand that you are looking at this as a sabotage from your employer, essentially, because that's what it would be. And that they can't be allowed to, because they're basically saying we can see the signs of something that is being inorganically and the quote unquote, and I hate the term because there is no red button, but there is a inordinate or inorganic red button, which is basically you are putting a bunch of different things to make this thing seem larger than it is, whether it's catchy or not, whether it's something that people resonate with. But we are seeing the inorganic side of it because we are on the label and we know what it looks like. And you guys are doing this just so that you can devalue me when it comes to the negotiation table. So I think if a case is being presented like that to a judge in that way, I think it's different than the way that it's being presented to this woman who is making the best judgment based on the information, which is why you have appeals and you have these different things. So that's kind of how I look at it. I don't like these judgments and stuff don't stop the music. It doesn't stop anything really, but it's just about something that took up so much airtime and so much space or whatever. You just have to see what is going to happen down the road and not necessarily tie your horse to it, and just see exactly what, because it is an interesting case, because there's only been a couple of music cases that has been something where a lot of artists or things like that will be affected from. You know what I mean? Like there's like copyright cases and things like that. It's something that people should pay attention to anyway. And I know that all the people that hate Drake are cheering as if they won money personally, or if they're going to benefit from this in any way. It's just, oh, here's another L. But he who laughs last best, or what have you, is the same. So you don't know what it is. So just sit down and see what it is that they do, and that's it.
What do you think?
I don't have much to say to it. Like, honestly, for me, it's just I'm wait and see if they're gonna appeal it. Then appeal it. I think the more it continues, maybe I'll understand for real what's going on, instead of me just trying to hypothesize or guess or figuring out what is the reason. But I just think my opinion, just for those who been following the story, if you guys think that Drake really is suing the label because
he lost a rap battle,
with Kendrick, if that's what they think this is because he lost and he's trying to get his lick back by doing this, and that's solely all it's for, y'all smoking that grade A crack.
Because what does he think? What do people think?
That's got to be no. That's what people think.
But do people think that he would win the court case and then the public opinion, they'll be like, oh, Drake won it, so it's all good? No,
that's what people think.
But if people already don't like him winning and don't like him, they're not going to change their thing. You just have the law on your side. That's not going to change. So that's not what he's trying to do. It's something that is,
if we don't know his business,
bigger than that.
If we don't know his business and he's figured out that this thing is actually affecting his business, and if he doesn't go to court to deal with this way, it's going to continue to fuck up his business, guys, which is devaluing or lowering his whatever, any of that stuff. If this beef has to do with that, then unfortunately, he's going to have to present himself in front of everybody, look like an idiot, look like he's crying because he lost, even though he knows and his team knows, hey, you guys are throwing egg on my face, but unfortunately, that's not what I'm doing this for, but that's what I'm just going to have to take to do the actual thing that I'm trying to do, which is fuck y'all up for what y'all did to me with my money.
Which is why
not the disses,
which is
not
why
the
he's
songs.
not dissing Kendrick Lamar the person.
Not the songs.
Because if he's dissing Kendrick Lamar the person, or even Kendrick Lamar's label outside of the Universal, like if he's dissing if he's suing PG Lang as an entity separately, than the merit
Or
of it just being,
TDEs.
or even TDE that he's not signed to or whatever.
I know, but they try to,
because it's more about
intermingle everything. And
it's about the tactics that they're seeing that we're not privy to because they've been signed there since 2010. So there's something that they're obviously seeing that is represented and being presented differently that they know that we don't know. And I'm not saying it to prop up or anything, but it's like it's so easy to sit on the outside having absolutely no idea and just saying a bunch of stuff with no knowledge because it sounds cool, because the narrative is, Kendrick won, he did this, and you're just like, it's like, okay, but don't you think that the common sense thing to do is to just be quiet and let something subside if it's just about the thing itself?
Not 2025.
Unless there's something else.
People don't let comments. But T, let me tell you something. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, a majority of the people.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I've been in Reddits, I've been on X, I've been in TikTok conversations, YouTube conversations. Sure. Majority of the people who are cheering or are on the other side of this battle actually believe Drake is solely doing this
because he lost.
Because he lost the rap beef. Yeah. That's what this is only about. Not even in addition to. That's what they think this is about. And he's a sore loser, a Canadian crybaby. Y'all take your L. This is pathetic. And that's all they think it is. They can't imagine it being something else.
Yeah, I think I heard a lot of opinions online. There are some people who said that, Drake should now sue his lawyers because they took his case and drained him of money. I mean, Drake has, I think people always talked about Drake had some of the best lawyers in the music business when he first came in. So there's a different type of relationship he has with his legal team. Anybody who's had a legal team, you know the way it is you go to them and say, look, I want to do this.
This doesn't make sense.
And they usually come back to you and say,
this is the reasons why you
not a good idea, or this is a good idea, we should do it. Another thing that people should know is that when you're an artist at Drake's level, you have lawyers on retainer.
Exactly.
So there's an amount you already paid them.
You already paid
so regardless of what
your billable hours usually start to only really kick in once you're at trial.
Yeah.
But filing of motions, going through depositions,
I'm already paying you for that.
I paid you for that. That's something I want people to consider. Another thing I think is interesting is the judge's opinion in throwing out the case. I thought was very unique.
It was, yeah.
I always understood this as Drake saying, my partners at Universal Music Group
Republic
operated a conspiracy to undervalue me. The tip of that spear was the song, not like us.
People don't understand
the judge's opinion is the song didn't really undervalue you.
Yes.
Not that they didn't do a conspiracy.
Yes. It's that the ending result didn't
this song
do
you're
what
talking about because you keep pointing at the song.
Because this song was part of a rap beef, so nobody believed it. There's no way you lost any money. There's no way you had any issue. Thus, there's no way you were defamed. If there's no way you were defamed, the conspiracy charges don't apply.
Don't apply. It won't work.
She didn't say they didn't conspire against you.
And you've watched enough law movies and law shows to know.
Because she did. Because remember, they permitted partial discovery.
Yeah.
They permitted partial discovery. So she's mulling over information. Her end result was, which is probably, look, man, you went to Europe, you did a couple $100 million, or you did, I'm throwing out numbers crazy, but you did a few $1 million.
Yeah.
You're talking about this album rollout. I'm looking at your Iceman stuff, getting millions of views.
How is this affecting?
Did they really damage you?
Yeah. Did they really?
Let's say they did conspire.
Yes.
Show me
did
where.
It work?
Show me. Yeah. Show me where that.
You can't prove defamation. So thus, I can't look at conspiracy.
Right.
That's what I found.
That's
interesting.
That's the point. Yeah.
Because she could have said there's no merit to the idea that they conspired. She said there's no merit to the idea you've been defamed. Because the defamation is coming from a hip hop song, and then talked about hip hop and battle and the stuff we all know. That technically none of us thought he was a pedophile, but it doesn't mean that Universal Music Group didn't see two of their largest artists fighting and pick a side.
Correct.
And overinvest in one over the other.
Yeah.
And if I'm your partner in Drake and you did that, that is a crime, and I want to sue you for that. It'll be interesting. But
that's
we don't know.
It'll be interesting.
That's what it is. But yeah, moving on. In the album or artist, Taylor Swift, one of the biggest artists that we always talk about.
I saw her in the news the other day.
You saw her where?
I saw her in the news the other day.
Oh,
yeah. What was the context before I go into this? Like what was she there for? Like
in the news?
Yeah. What was she?
I saw the name. I didn't read the headline.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, her album, Life of a Showgirl, does 4 million.
Oh, she dropped an album?
First week. No. Actually, It's actually, that's good if you actually mean that, because that speaks to something.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Larger.
Go ahead.
She sells 4 million first week. First of all, so how do you guys feel about that? That's a great feat, right?
No, we should say how.
It's one of the most impressive things I've ever heard in my entire life.
It is. It's the one of the. It would be one of the highest.
So how?
It'd be the highest of the modern era.
So can you? It might
So
be.
you want? There's something you want me to break down.
Maybe of any era of anything.
So there's
4 million records.
Wait, has anybody sold 4 million of anything?
I don't think I can sell 4 million pay-per-views
in 1 week of anything.
Right.
4 million records?
Can we find out
At what, $20 a record?
At $2? Because how is this possible?
Okay, so in
4 million records?
So
she has the best fans in the world. If what you're about to tell me is correct.
So in isolation, how does that number sound to you? Just before we go,
it's the biggest number I've ever heard in my life.
It sounds bigger than Michael Jackson, Prince.
I used to think Drake number Drake popped
Prince,
what, 5, 6? Is Drake's biggest number? What's the biggest number?
Of what?
First week.
First week.
What's his biggest number?
No, he had 1.1 or something.
Million.
Yeah. She has
4 times Drake's biggest ever number, and she did it in 2025. It'd be the greatest feat I've ever heard in my life.
Where people don't buy, don't do, don't.
It'd be the greatest feat I've ever heard in my life.
Okay, so let me ask this question. What?
And I didn't even know she was dropping it right.
Okay, right.
Stop.
So let me ask this question. What would I have to say about this number that would
make it less impressive?
That would make you be like, oh well,
that she cut a deal with communist China and forced half the people to buy the album.
For Drake. So for clarification, views.
His biggest album.
1.04 million debut week.
She did 4 times that. I never heard of this thing.
Okay, so if so they would have to have sold half the.
She would have to have made a deal with a nation state.
Okay,
to subject people in concentration
to
buy the record.
He said what?
And what would I have to say about this number to not make it seem as spectacular?
Okay, so let me just be clear.
Yeah,
for the Swifties, no matter what he says, it's an impressive feat.
It's the biggest number I've ever heard.
No, so even if whatever he says, and I'm saying, okay, that takes it down a bit, it's still impressive.
90s.
It's still impressive.
2025.
It's still impressive. They literally just said LeBron is in what 21, 22 here, 23 in the NBA, and on one of the NBA rankings, he's number 11 in the whole world. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, even if you take away whatever she got going on, she's still above all you niggas. So just in case,
it's the most impressive. It would be the most impressive musical feat I've heard in my entire life.
That is
to go 4 million records
in 2025.
2025 is
in fall.
It would be the most impressive in the fall. Not even that summer tick,
and not Christmas tick.
It would be the most impressive musical feat I've ever heard in my entire life.
Not even fall. Not even any holidays tick. Anyway, go ahead. What would make it less? What would make it less is if you start telling me that certain things count that shouldn't, that never counted before.
Even if it's a bundle, how did I sell 4 million bundles?
If there's like 5 versions of the same song.
5 versions. Okay.
4, whatever. Like if there's a version.
4 million?
No, he says what would make it a little less.
I don't know much at 4 million. Because when everybody else does bundles, they're not cracking 4 million.
Okay. So
if I put out a song, right?
Yeah.
And it did. If I put out a song and it did 100,000 units, right? But then I made 5 versions of that number one of that same song up for the same album.
And you got 500,000?
Yeah.
You still had 100,000 people like the first version enough to run through the other 4. I still give you credit for that.
Okay. Keep that because that's very important.
I still give you a lot of credit for that.
So you're good at
I'd hop
exactly.
off that like too.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I know where this is going.
Okay, so cool. You're a numbers person. You're good. You're great at math.
No.
4 million.
Yeah.
Divided by.
What is he about to do?
4 million divided by 34.
No, what's happening?
Yeah.
I just want to know what that number is.
That's a weird number to
4 million
divide.
Yes. Divided by 34. 117,647.
So if I told you that there's 34 different versions of that album,
it's still impressive.
Okay.
Wait, I don't even know what you're not gonna do this. Let's find out what the fuck that means. Okay. What do you mean there's 34 different versions of the same song album?
I will elaborate.
What does that mean?
It's just as impressive as when people listen to the whole Chris Brown project that has 40-something records. This is impressive.
No, but there's 40-something different songs.
Elaborate.
Yeah. So out of those, 27 are physical editions, including CDs, vinyls, and cassettes.
Okay.
And then 7 of those are 7 different digital download variants. So they have a version called the Sweet and Vanilla Perfume, which is an orange and mint color perfume available as vinyl. There is a It's Beautiful edition, which has a silver color scheme, CDs, discs, cassettes with matching artwork. It's Rapturous edition, green and purple color scheme, deluxe versions have purple vinyls, CDs. It's Frightening, red color scheme, vinyls that are and cassettes that are in red. The Shiny Bug edition, 2 vinyl variants, winter green and onyx, marbled vinyl, and violet shimmer. There's Baby That's Show edition, that Show Business edition, 2 special vinyls, Lakeside Beach Blue and Sparkle vinyl.
Can I
and
get a
Lovely
TV timeout?
Bouquet. Yeah. What's the timeout?
What you're reading, right?
Are the different variations now
Of variations of what? Of the vinyl?
Of the vinyl part of it.
Not the digital.
And not the CD. These are mostly, well, some of these have CDs, but most of these are vinyls.
Taylor Swift. It's the most impressive thing I've ever heard in my life.
Now,
It's the most impressive thing I've ever heard in my life.
Now, hold on. Here are the ones that you want to listen to for those who are in the streaming world. The Life is a Song acoustic version.
It's the most impressive thing I've ever heard in my life. Don't let them take this from you, baby.
In acoustic version. Then there's a dressing room rehearsal version, which is the recording of her in the dressing room. Then there is Alone in My Tower acoustic version. And then the So Glamorous.
What is that one? She's in the tower? Is she in her like in her castle, like somewhere just
with bonus tracks, and with some special acoustic versions. Anyway,
a variant.
Yes, and then there's So,
which one's like the regular one with instrumentation?
You mean just the instrument? I'm sure she has an instrument.
No, I mean like with song. I mean with the full like
just
the regular one.
Yeah,
what's it called?
No, just regular. That's just standard edition. But all the standard physical editions share the same 12-track list. That's the thing. That's the thing that she's trying to say. Initially, she said there would be no bonus tracks on the standard variants, but the bonus acoustic content appears only in those few limited CD variants, and many physical variants are limited in availability. So
some CDs have the extra songs on them, and some CDs don't of the physical, and some vinyls have. And some vinyls don't, but they're all on the streaming versions.
But they're all on the streaming versions. Yes. So so here's the thing, because it's an important question to ask. In the era of
the dot era.
Yeah, the dot era.
See, now if someone tell me it's the Swift era, I'm with you guys for sure. 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 million? It's your era if you got 4 million.
Okay. Now, here's the question that I would ask you now. What you know about album sales in your limited... I mean, I know we act like the album sales podcast or whatever, but...
Yeah, well, I don't like that, actually.
It's whatever. I fall into whatever they give us. First week, 4 million. Mm-hmm. Her second week...
Oh, yeah.
What do you think her second... Okay, what do you think her second week is based
on... It's the most impressive thing I've ever heard in my entire life. It could be nothing, and I'd still think...
Yeah, but it is something. So
wait, but the second week... Why are we doing this? Can we not do that?
If the first week,
if the second week is 0, you're not gonna say that's the most impressive thing. We're talking
because that's an 100%.
No, because we already got the first one.
Because that's an 100% drop off.
Yo, we're not doing that.
I want to say something to you. Can I?
Okay, because I'm gonna equate that back to movies. Go ahead.
Tell me the last album you heard.
Oh man.
No, because I know where you're gonna go with the movie thing. So I just want to make sure we do this together.
Fine.
Tell me the last album that you could think of in modern time that sold 4 million records total.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to go look at the year to today.
But it's not
Drake.
Yeah, you'd have to go and look to see. It's not something that's promoted.
It's not something that's, and you have to look, right? And
it's not a cover.
Upper echelon.
But yes, the guys that we were talking about, global people,
right?
Gotta be up there.
So if I got to 4 million
in 1 week,
in week
7 tracking days,
yes, I don't give a toss.
I know
what happened after this.
Yes, from a business point of view,
yeah,
from a business, you know what I mean?
From a business point of view, I recruit before Wednesday.
So that's
everybody's on holiday.
That's great, but it is a red flag if the next week is 0. Then what happened?
Okay, so
then we go, okay, so people ingested the music, and then what happened?
So based on that, what make your estimations of what you think it is?
She got to have Oh man, I
just give the number and
I
I'll
hate
tell you
saying
what
she
it is.
gotta have.
No,
she
don't gotta have anything. Just what it is.
I think for the no matter what number she does, I think is great. But I think for me to follow this, like, oh wow, this is crazy, is if somehow she's at still like 1 million the next week.
Okay, so you're at 1 million. What? That's
Since she
your,
did
that's
4.
your estimation.
If she did 4,
she
the
did
next
4
week is with the variance. Because yeah.
No, she can go back down to life. Do
What's like 50,000?
What are them normal people numbers? Like 100,000, 200,000, 50,000.
So land on your final number.
What Doja do?
Who?
Doja. 50 something.
Yeah, but she's made fun of her own number. She doesn't like it.
Yeah, I feel you.
But that's not the point.
Because that's not the numbers that she does.
Taylor did that week 2.
Yeah,
Taylor did 100.
She did 100, and you said she does 1 million week 2.
Or just under 1 million.
I know, but say the number. Land on the number.
If she did 100,000 week 2, it's still it's already impressive.
So 100,000, and you said what? Under 1 million, so 999.
Yes.
Okay. She does 345K, which is registered as a 91% drop.
That's fine. Who cares?
I know who cares money.
I sold 4 million last week. Who cares? And 300 at 300 my second week. I'm the other largest selling album this year.
I think
the other one.
I think we'll say it's okay because all her fans already bought the album.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. People are saying that the reason why is that drop off is that everybody that needed to see and have the album, they have it now. So they have no reason. They have no reason to stream or buy it because they've got it. So you would say that's a reasonable drop off in the context.
I still think yes, mathematically 91% doesn't look good, but 300,000
looks great though.
But 300,000 looks still is unbelievable because that's still higher than everybody else's best day.
What do you think about this?
Wait, time out.
I gotta check. Sorry guys. Based off the data, 12-2.
Yeah.
So this is a beatdown, and I needed this after the other day. You know.
Yeah.
I needed this after the other day.
He just did a three homer.
The thing that bothers me is that like this better go well tomorrow as well. That way, when this drops, people be like, "Oh man, they was on it."
Yeah, I know, right? No, I just feel good because the numbers is on the board right now. The numbers is on the board.
Because people were 10 cents. Oh, y'all beat the Yankees for this. All right, hold on.
Actually, Yankee fans are still talking about the Jays every day. Like I've never seen
12-2 fam.
If we were talking about them like this, people would be like, "Are you guys are not."
But who's pitching tomorrow? Scherzer?
I don't know, but I wish it would be Bieber again. My God, he's striking niggas out left, right, and center.
Yeah, he had that bad first inning. He says, "You know what? Let me lock in." Yeah, Savage had a terrible day. I can't lie.
Yeah, he did.
He needs to go like.
Yeah,
he has to have a word with himself.
Jesus, 12-2. Boy.
That's good.
Oh, this is beautiful.
That's good.
And he just didn't. Oh my God, this is.
Okay, so what I was gonna say is okay. So let's look at another album, I guess, just for comparison purposes. Let me see.
You ever let a girl spit in your mouth?
No,
I got you.
Let a girl spit in my mouth. See, I just keep getting at people that do this to me. Yo, I'm judging you. I'm answering. I'm a court. I'm going off the words you said. Yo, the words you said. No, I've never let a girl spit in my mouth.
You ever been with a girl and open your mouth for spitting it?
No, I've never opened my mouth for a girl to go spit in my mouth. No.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
So now if this was court, a good lawyer would find a way to rephrase that.
Now. I was doing filler.
No, but he could have rephrased that.
No, you want me to rephrase it?
Because rephrase it, you could get the answer you want, but what you're saying, I can't. I've never let a girl spit in my mouth.
Spit in your mouth?
Because what do you define as spit?
Right.
No. What do you define as like?
What's it? Wait, what did you say?
Not saliva, actual spit.
Like
so what did you? What was the thing that you said? Say that again.
Has a girl ever spit in your mouth?
Yes.
How'd she? Okay, now I gotta know. How did a girl forcefully spit in your mouth?
I don't know if I want to say this on this public platform.
Yeah, how public is it? Really?
That's where you might want to sound famous after dark.
That's funny. Yeah, that's a very Huck 2 is a very specific
Anyway,
call to
you.
action.
If you think you know how it,
I'm not trying to think about it.
I know, but I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, don't. It's best.
It's bad.
It's best not.
And you know the funny thing is, I apologize to I apologize to Kirk. I've been shitting on him, and he just did that homer. So you know what? Good for you, Kirk.
Really? But he had a good series. Why you been here?
Because every time
and he's been catching. Some of these wild pitches he be saving us, bro.
Catching, he's killing, but he keep hitting right to first base.
I got you. I know you're ready now. Sorry.
No. That's
Has a woman ever spit in your mouth?
Yeah.
I got you. Did you want it to happen? I'm sorry.
No, I'm not. I don't.
Have you ever let a girl spit in your mouth?
That's not my thing.
Because it just made sense at the time. Like
you know he would. He'd be like, "Hey,
no.
Hey, I don't do this,
it's
but
not,
that's what you want.
No,
that's
what
long talking. But that's what you want to do. So
it's not a long talking conversation. But
why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
No. You know what? To end up since we had a nice intermission, let's just end off with
we did.
What is
intermission would require?
No, and I mean end off because there's two things I want to say, but okay,
he means end off as a euphemism.
For the final as the section. No. That's I want to make sure that's not what
to end off 2 more hours.
So okay, the Doechi Discourse. You guys heard a bit about any of the Doechi Discourse about her?
I've seen a little bit online
about her. Her disappear, like the apparent feeling of her disappearing from the zeitgeist after being
the industry plant thing?
Well, yeah, but we've debunked the industry plant thing here. We've talked about how an industry plant thing is a lazy man's way of explaining how years of culmination and then finally things, all the signs turning green as you thinking it's an industry plant because you never saw her prior, even though she's had a trail of things lining up. But when it comes to these kind of conversations, it is interesting when you talk about Spotify because there is this discourse about Spotify and what monthly listeners mean. We talked about it a little bit before with the Kendrick thing. If remember how he was at a certain number and then went to a certain number after the beef and whatever. But she was at 1.59.9 million and then went down to 25, which is a 29th top Spotify listener or whatever, artist to 266th. So you guys are in music, you know music to a certain degree. What do you attribute that to? Because a lot of people will say, oh, that's an industry plant and that's just, the industry plantness disappearing. But
no,
I don't think that it's that at all.
I don't think industry plantness can disappear.
Say it again?
If I'm an industry plant, it's because nothing I have is organic. It's all funded. So how does that disappear? They decided to stop funding me?
Right. That would be the one. That would be the one.
Didn't she just win an award? Like,
yeah, she's winning awards. She's on tour, but people are attributing this to, oh, she's been heavily botted or heavily this or that. But people don't understand about, and this is the problem about the Spotify thing is that the Spotify monthly listeners thing is a addendum to you listening to an artist once every 30 days of that song. So in a perfect world, if your song goes quote unquote viral and people just like that song and then they leave, even though they loved that song, but then they leave because it's like, okay, cool. Like this is nothing, like your monthly is going to go down unless that person pledges to listen to more of your music in that 30-day period. So I think when people use that as a metric for, oh, this person is botted or sometimes people have huge moments. Like even with Ice Spice, at one point she was at 45 million monthly and then she went down to 14. But when you think about what was going on at the height of that 45 million and then to the 14, like you can see that her music was hot and popping, and some of those people aren't fans. They're just people that love those songs and then they move on. We are in the era where people move on from music and they move on rather quickly. And if they move on in a 30-day period, which constitutes a month, then your monthly listeners are just going to go down. The reason why in the Kendrick situation, why it was so peculiar, because it was such a large number, right? But with this, I think this is pretty, like going 59 to 25. I don't know how many months this was, but that is normal from someone who has a song that is everywhere, that everyone's using in TikToks, that everything is going quote unquote viral, and then it dying down because it's like, okay, anyway, back to regularly scheduled programming. Like I don't think that's such a mystery as the way people think, because people believe that Spotify monthly listeners is how many people are streaming your music.
Yeah.
But that's not what it is. And I think there's just this big misconception out there about that metric, which is why it's a dangerous metric for people understanding music consumption.
Which is also why we went to our point about ticket sales.
That's a more...
Can you get people to come out?
Yes.
Listen to what you got going on.
And the fact that she's doing... Yeah.
Can you sell...
Butts and seats.
Butts and seats.
Can you sell merch? Can you sell things people want to buy?
Because on my playlist...
exactly.
Bro, I'll be listening to a whole lot of people that would not get me on my house. I'll be real with you about that.
Exactly.
I'll be real with you about that.
That's the part that people aren't understanding about that part.
But I'm also maybe not like the traditional
music ingester of.
I was a super music ingester when I was younger. Now that I've gotten older, I'm very selective with my music time.
You're also not like us.
Which is why that comment from the Live Nation CEO saying that the music ticket should be more expensive. We never talked about that here.
We were supposed to.
Oh, we talked about it on our own.
But I don't think we talked about it here.
And then you were going to
talk about it here. I don't think
we were supposed to, but we didn't.
We ended up talking about other
What
things.
did you guys think about that?
Well, I think that's not good, but he thinks it's good. But he had some good reasons why he thought it was good.
We know why.
No, but what do you mean? I would stand to benefit.
He's a plant.
But I would stand to benefit the same way.
I fucking wish, nigga.
I would stand to benefit the same way. So, but when he explained it in a different way that I actually never thought about at all.
They put the ticket prices up for everything and every sector of entertainment, and everybody still goes and don't really complain that much about it. Mm-hmm. Right? The tickets of the Raptors go up, the Leafs, the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
The ticket, bro, I went to the games earlier in the season. That same seat was tripled, not in the playoffs,
prime time.
later in the season.
Close.
But my point being is in everything, whether it's the movie theater, whether it's basketball, hockey, soccer, doesn't matter what it is. Those tickets go up. Courtside goes up. Everywhere goes up.
Yeah.
Super Bowls prices go up. Yeah. Wrestling tickets go up. All these boxing, they all go up. Everybody goes, and you don't really see too much discourse of people complaining about how the ticket prices are too high, so they want to not go to these things.
Yeah, I understand.
But when it comes to music, that's where you see the majority of people complaining about ticket prices and about why it shouldn't be like this, and you're pricing out the real fans and the real supporters and the real,
which is your point.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm not saying that it should be some crazy number either. You know what I mean? I think my what was I saying? I said maybe
addendums, caveats.
Yeah, like if the rich area of a concert or the front of
that's what I wanted to
comment if that on. Goes higher, but the super far up or nosebleed where the diehard fan who really wants to see still price their tickets in a certain area where then maybe that's some sort of balance, even though that still doesn't matter because if you go to a Laker game, if you go to the nosebleeds, it's still $300-$400. So I don't know what to tell you guys, but I'm just saying if they did that for music, I could kind of understand it. But I just feel like music is the only spot that they complain about the most about prices of things, and then want to try to change the rules or say I'm not going to the show because of this, that, or the third. Yeah,
maybe that's just a continuation of the devaluation of music. Maybe
because there's no
extension. Because there's no So they're trying to. I understand fans and listeners of music are just trying to find that they want to have the cheapest experience, and I understand because everything is expensive.
I've never been to a Beyonce concert, okay, but I bet you if you went to a Beyonce concert and you paid $300, and you watched what that girl did. You can't tell me that you feel like you robbed a girl.
But the issue
you can't tell me you didn't feel like you robbed a girl.
The issue I had with the Live Nation guy from a premium ticket experience, right? So like I've gone to a box for a sports game and I've gone to a box for concerts. When I go to ingest like live events, I usually do prefer boxes because you have more people with you. I find courtside a bit too restricting. Like it's just you can't get a drink. All the extra money to like just be courtside for me wasn't enough. I like the extra service, like the food and stuff.
Yeah,
those prices are comparable. If you get a box for a Raptors game. And then you get a box for a musical artist, you're paying the same price. Like they're within the range.
Okay.
So what I was wondering is he talking about like the floor seats?
He must be
and
talking
the comparableness of floor seats.
That's what
he must be talking about. That's the only thing that would make sense in the context.
Okay, then my issue, right, with that is at a ball game or a sports game, the courtside seats being filled with bougie, elitists with their big chains or like their corporate suits does not impact or negatively affect the flow of the game. We expect to see stuffy people at courtside seats. You see like one or two fans. That's why they're famous. Superfan is famous because he's the only guy going nuts.
But he's at
a concert, you can't do that with the mosh pit seats.
Yeah.
It will impact the experience of the show.
But the rich people or the whatever wouldn't want to be.
Mosh pit.
They're not going to go to mosh pit. But sometimes there's a section where there's the elevated. It's not in the box, but there's an elevated stage area that they kind of create, almost like a booth, like whatever, where they get a premium view and they're away from everybody. That
when I'm in my boxes and I'm looking, adjacent, is like sure people are having a good time, they're vibing, but it's like a mixer more than it is. We here for the music. And then when I look down, and the people who are there for the music,
they're there for the music.
There's an energy they give to the show that I think is important that I'm not sure you can get away with in music the way you get away with it in sports. That's
fair. That's a fair assessment. I can see.
We just have to know exactly what areas he's really talking about he wants to affect the pricing. Because if he wants to turn up the box seats, then maybe that's where it's at.
Right.
Turn up the box seats. Mm-hmm. That's not where the premium. Whatever fans are.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, rounding it out, obviously, well, there was two things. We'll see how those go. But the news of passing of D'Angelo.
Oh yeah.
Which
rest in peace.
Rocked the music world. It's crazy, right? Like, just
niggas die every day. No joking.
What's funny? You could say that about
any other of these guys except him.
Why except him?
Well, because he wasn't like that. He wasn't like them. Those
people that invite that type of
those throwby artists that kind of like didn't make the genre bending impact that he did. Yeah. And then
it's tragic that he died. My big takeaway was him fighting the cancer and pride. I felt the same way about him as I felt about Chadwick.
Yeah,
that's how I felt. It's like, damn, I remember with Chadwick, people were commenting on how skinny he was.
Yeah.
So that when he passed, I felt really nasty about.
Yeah, because y'all were making fun. Because people were making fun.
I don't know if D'Angelo had that experience,
but he stayed out of the way. But my thing is, I felt because people wonder where he went. He just kind of disappeared for a while, right? He first he was a little bit out, and then. And then he kind of just disappeared.
Showed up a little bit, and then disappeared.
And it's like, wait, what's going on? Is he working on an album? Is there something going on? But then it got dragging on for a while, and then this happened. But I feel bad for his son because his son just lost his mother, or the mother. Like,
is that true?
Angie Stone died early in the year.
Oh my gosh, Angie Stone.
And he wasn't at the funeral, and people were saying, "Oh, why isn't he at the funeral?" Not knowing that he's battling something.
And I feel I have a special place for people,
and that's the problem with when people. Yeah, the car accident, the van, when she was on her way to a show.
Literally to perform.
To do the thing that she loves.
So, both of the, you know what I mean? And the parents.
Y'all should be brothers.
Right? But it's just, I have because my boy lost his parents both in the same year, and that's like, I can't.
For life.
Yeah, because they didn't die at the same time.
How old is his son?
Like, I don't understand. Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, he's a teenager or early 20s. One of them too.
Yeah, I think he was born was that son born in the 2000s?
He'd only been 24. Oh my gosh.
But like he was very close to his mom. I remember seeing the clip of him and his mom watching a video clip of D'Angelo back in the days, and they were just reminiscing of, and she was
1997.
So, I mean, but you lost both your parents.
Yeah.
Come on.
But he's not even 30 yet.
Same year.
Yeah. But D'Angelo is like like your
parents are famous for what they do.
Yeah.
And successful in what they do.
I mean, one was actually sick and one was horrific. And the one that the reason that Angie one really even hurt me really more was she was the only one that died in that car.
Everybody else survived.
All the musicians that worked with her
was fine.
Yeah, man. Like he's
family.
So impact. Like
he's fucking incredible.
Did he own his like his estate's good? Is his son going to be good?
I hope so.
Or the rest of because he has other kids too.
Okay.
But I don't know about all of that.
Yeah, I hope so.
No, I mean you would hope. I mean that's the general.
Because he's incredible. Music's incredible. It still goes.
Man.
He's impacted so many artists, so many genres, writing behind the scenes.
Shouts out D'Angelo.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize that he had because Red Dead Redemption 2, he had a big record in that he wrote specifically for the game, which is, usually people commission songs that they already have existing for like things like that. But that's how a lot of the newer generation knows him. If they don't know Brown Sugar or Voodoo, and Brown Sugar and Voodoo, I didn't realize how close they released. It was only 5 years. It was only 5 years difference. Brown Sugar was 1995, and then 2000, and then 2000 was Voodoo. And what I didn't realize is the Untitled record. How does it feel?
One of the most iconic videos ever.
I didn't realize that after he did that, he didn't like the way that he was being sexualized, and I had no idea. You see all the different things of them remaking him because Jamie Foxx or comedians or like women or just women wanting him to. He didn't even want to
do that originally.
Exactly. He did. He was
just didn't. It wasn't his thing. Y'all
at all. Like he was a sex symbol that fell into it inadvertent. Some people overtly are trying to do that because they're like,
he did one video one day and he's like, damn.
Yeah, and he became pigeonholed to the point where
this is exactly what I didn't want.
Exactly.
Look at y'all. This is what I didn't want. This is exactly what I didn't want. It's exactly what I thought.
To the point where there's a footage. I don't know if you guys saw it, where he was like trashing an entire stage set of the drums and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys saw that. No. He was like trashing it, but it looked like creative and artistic. But apparently, it was because people were just wanting to like take off his clothes, like and to. Whatever. And
see, that's when you start going to shows now, they expect you to
because to be honest with you, that whole sexual being sexualized thing only usually comes from women. So it was interesting to see that it can affect a man like that, which affected how he looked at his appearance and different things like that. Because when you're so musical, you know what I mean? Like he's a child of...
Fuck out of here. The guy was pretty. God damn it, yo. Sorry.
No, but what I'm saying is that eventually he...
You know what I'm saying? Dude, like, oh man, I'm so mad. How dare the women want me? I can sing too. Like, nigga.
No, but like... But there's certain artists... Yo, all of his songs were 5 and 6 minutes. He wasn't in it for
instrumentation in these records, like long instrumentation.
All these layers and different, like the way that he approached music was very.
That's funny. A long song.
I'm being funny. I'm just.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I literally just talked about him the other day.
This incredibly attractive, fresh braided man went to the music video shoot. They said, "Take off all your clothes." He goes, "What are you guys going to do with this footage?" Like,
what else?
I simply don't want to.
What else is happening in the video?
In the thing, like,
so what else is happening in the video? Just that's it. Just that's it.
Yeah.
Wait. Just me. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
On a spinning thing.
The whole time.
Because did the camera go around him, or was he on a? Could you imagine if he was just standing on a platform and it's just spinning around? He's singing the song.
I hope it was.
I don't even know how it was. But.
Jeez, just him just standing in the same direction while they move around.
But there was like
that's too much, man.
Bro, and you know how film crews are. It'd be like 13 dudes. All right, keep singing. There you go.
Yeah. And like, bro, what is going on?
Oh man,
what's
a record though?
Yeah, Angela.
It's one of my favorite records of all time.
There's two.
Actually, he got a bunch of my favorite records.
Exactly. He had two iconic moments in terms of on MTV. One was with Angela Lewis, who also passed, who worked for MTV, where she was interviewing him and like he just like as she's talking to him and saying, so like, how do you feel about like all these?
How does it feel?
He grabs her close, and people were like, see, if other people did that, they would look at it differently. But because like they know how respectful and how whatever he is, like they know that it's different. Like they brought up like Diddy and R. Kelly if they had done that. But I argued if they had done those around those times, though, it would have been fine. It's more so of the later. But
it was letting too much go in the 90s if you think about it. Though.
Yeah, and the other one was when Beyonce was talking.
To
him on the red carpet, and he goes with Cisco, and then he like kisses like her shoulder, and like
because Cisco goes he made out the scene to the Angela. He goes, yo, she's been talking about you all day, and then he ran off the screen like, Cisco, why you do that?
Listen, Beyonce, first of all. The thing I like about some of these artists because you know how some artists say, "Oh,
they love Beyonce either." But go ahead.
That's 1000%. But what I love about a lot of these artists is when they say that they love an artist, and you can actually tell they do because of how they make their music. Like not, I think the artist is dope, and they have no. You can hear it in the way that she puts together her stacks and vocals and things like that. Like you can hear the influence and
shout out artists that do stacks.
Exactly, and his
Kalani.
Exactly,
real stacks.
Shout out D'Angelo, yo, for real.
D'Angelo, man.
And I just thought it was so interesting that news of him. I mean, they're not interesting, but came out. Sorry, you're about to say something because this is the last thing I'm gonna know. So don't worry. It
wasn't about this. It was something else.
So
something
he was
stupid.
But I wanted to connect it to this. But
no, you have something way more important. I'll just ask you guys off mic.
No, you're gonna ask it after. I'll make this very quick. The news of D'Angelo's passing as someone who was so musically inept and cares about music so much, dropping the same day that Timbaland drops the video with his AI artist.
I'll be honest.
What do you guys think? Did you see that?
No, I did not. Holy smokes!
Oh wow! I wish you said this earlier so that we could pause the show. You could watch it.
It's a quick clip.
Who released an AI artist?
Timbaland. You know that Timbaland has been into the AI space. So here. This is what Timbaland.
No, but he has to see the face too.
I know. I'm gonna turn my phone over.
You got to see the video.
We can mute this part or whatever.
We're not gonna. We're gonna. What we want the AI to be.
What do you want? Oh, look at it. See, it stopped it. Wait, he can't see it. You don't have eyes like that.
It's supposed to be a bigger screen. I don't know why it just changed.
No, but did you see what it's small?
You know what? Here.
Nobody watches videos. Nobody watches videos that size.
Put it to the mic so you can.
Put it to the mic.
Turn it sideways, and then because you're not going to see it properly, and then press play.
Turn it sideways.
This is not a real person.
Okay, we're going to talk about it quickly, but press play first.
Check my stats now. All these clips on me, I might black out. I was broke then, but this ain't that now. Nook on Fiji, the VV splash now. TT cashed out. I stayed humble. I seen kingdoms, watch them crumble. I seen titans, watch them fumble. This ain't Eden, this that jungle.
Oh
I got
Lord.
options on options. I need bad bitches only.
Oh Lord.
I get top on the phone now.
Oh Lord.
I feel like I'm Doechi.
She feels like she's Doechii.
But is that a real person?
Okay,
he's in the video with her.
So here's the but
did you watch The Matrix?
But you do know how AI works, right? So here's the thing.
Have you watched Avengers?
I've been reading.
Have you watched any technology?
I've been reading that this is.
Have you done anything?
Have you watched anything except Amistad? Or is it called? The Book of Negroes? Go ahead.
12 Years a Slave.
12 Years a Slave.
No, that's a good callback. Yeah.
Is that a real person?
I heard it. Apparently, I heard that there is a real person, or she is a real person, but it's AI though. So I don't know.
With the voice and the
there's a lot of conflicting reports right now, but for the purposes of what everybody understands is that is his AI artist. So
I don't know what that means.
Shock value 4, I guess.
Wow, the fact that Shock Value was such a great album, and for you to say that,
that beat. That's the beat that had with Carrie Hill said that one.
Scream. No.
Boom, boom. You know that one?
Yeah, I remember it.
Is that on that album?
On Shock Value?
Yeah.
There's 2 Shock Values. There's not.
Was there 2?
I only know about the first one.
It's got to be 2 Shock Values.
I'm talking about that beat, that ding, ding.
I know what song you're talking about.
Ding, ding,
well, there's a Shock Value too, so
it's on Shock Value too?
No, I'm saying that there is a.
No, I didn't say there's not
a Shock Value. Sorry?
So you have to go to 3. No,
you say there's a Shock Value 3?
No, I'm saying this AI joint about to be on Shock Value 3. Because what is going on here?
Yeah, but what's forget about that. What's the thing that you were saying that I want to hear?
Something important. Did you hear?
No, I want to hear.
When Cam Newton said when he was getting with his girl, he wanted to know her.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? So just so people don't know, Cam Newton, ex-NFL quarterback, he's talking about when he got with a lady, he wanted to know her entire
roster of
her entire history of sexual partners.
That's not
wanted to know them by name.
That wasn't the context really of how he said.
Okay, so paint the context then for him. Let him know.
No, it's
what do you mean? No.
Yeah, no. Go ahead. Yeah. Help me. Yeah.
No, you're right, but not like, hey, I just want to know the people you slept with. Can you just give me their names and addresses so I could go follow up? That's
but why do you want to know?
Because first of all,
yeah,
he's famous.
Yeah,
he's rich.
Yeah,
he's an ex-player.
Yeah,
he kind of I don't know when this was, so maybe when he was a current player, I don't know. But
I mean, Cam cheated on his girl a lot of times, so I don't even know which girl he's talking about.
I don't know which one he was talking about. But let's pretend, because he talked about team and player and whatnot.
Yeah.
He wanted to make sure that the further I get involved with this person, I would like to know.
I wouldn't get embarrassed.
If, for example, my teammate, who's my brother or my cousin or whatever, that I'm very close with, that I see all the time, I hang out with, shake hands, blah, 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 has already done crazy amount of things to you, and I'm gonna find out when I just like walk with you into the door at dinner, and then you guys have this whole history thing that I had no idea of.
You know how I feel about that type of thing.
No, so that's, I mean, just saying, in the context of that interview, that's what he was kind of saying. Not just like he just woke up and said,
I gotta know, because I need my homie Pop.
Yeah, it wasn't more like that. It was more like, I want to know before someone knows something over me as I'm moving in these rooms. That's how I took it as.
Is that a thing that men hold over men? Like, I popped your shorty once?
They do.
Who's they?
Yeah, specify the they you're talking about.
Them niggas.
With them niggas you holding?
All the rich niggas, all them niggas in that
There's no way to do that. They all pass the same things.
In the entertainment.
No, they all pass the same girls. Trust me.
That's different.
They all pass the same girls.
That's different.
Trust me.
Passing girls, because a lot of them already know that this girl is the situation. A lot of them doesn't know.
I'm not saying it derogatorily, you know.
I know that's not what you mean, but they are aware. They are aware. Like, yo, I'm gonna get at that guy's old work because I know, like, she's in this circle. She's in the approved list, if you want to call it, like in that situation. You know what I mean? But hip artists will go and talk about how they got a girl over you. Oh yeah, I had your work.
Yeah, if I'm an artist and I'm about to hear that in music.
What about in
sports? I'm throwing a football.
Yo, and I'm you're the yo.
And the man gonna come on the field and say,
"Bro, that might be worse."
It would, because he's also, okay.
That might be worse.
So you understand why he said he had to know this.
Doesn't mean I agree with it either. It just mean like I understand the sentiment of like, oh shit, like. Imagine a nigga, like, that happened to a basketball team, and a nigga dunked on you. He's like, yo, nigga, and I dunked on your girl too. Like, real shit. Like, I dunked on you twice. And then the press conference looks at you like, what is he talking about?
I have a homie in the league who says, like, that's his worst nightmare.
See?
He goes, my worst nightmare is, like, rocking with a shorty, and I'm hooping, and he, like, crosses me, step back three, and yo, bitch, clack.
And I clap your bitch.
He said it would throw
because these guys talk crazy. Imagine this real shit.
Hell yeah.
So I want to know, so at least it won't hurt as much when you say that. I'm like, I already been known that. I don't care. Like,
right.
Like, that's not gonna hurt me. I already know.
Have you ever had a moment where you said, I've been known that, but didn't know?
Yes.
I don't think there's nothing worse.
For sure.
Let me tell you something about me. I'm always gonna act like I know, even if I did. Yeah, I'm never letting you get that off on me. Like, I'll be like, yeah. What do you mean? She told me that already. What do you mean? That's soft. That's years ago. Inside, hurting, crying. Arthur hands.
I just don't think, like, again, in those competitive environments, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's one.
I would just hope that, like, I just want to know that she wasn't, like, just outside like that. Like, I just want to feel like, even if a dude pop, like, I just want to think that he respects you enough that he's not just going to be, like, volunteering that information outside. Like, if y'all rock together and there was some level of respect there, and that's just something that stays between y'all as adults.
Yeah,
if I'm going to see him, like, make mention of it or whatever, I don't got to run through the whole list. The problem is, if you were with this dude and he flat out disrespects you and says that you're the team that he used to freaking crush out and do some nasty stuff to, and he's telling that story on French Street, I think I want to know that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want
to know that.
I think me being a regular person,
the same way I would want you to say, like, yo, if these girls are saying, like, for example, the reverse with guys. If a girl says, yo, this dude's getting tricked out. Like, I know many girls, this guy's just throwing money at all these things. Women have told me that, yo, if you tricking out on these women, I got to know that. Like, what's going on?
Wait, what?
A woman will say, if you a trick, because you're with this girl and she has a reputation that she's only messing with dudes that throwing her serious money. If you're a known trick to this girl, I got to know that. If you was rocking with this girl and tricking out on her.
A girl that you're dealing with.
Just generally speaking. I had a girl tell me that one time. She's like, oh, you were messing with her?
Like a friend. A friend of yours said that? A friend? Because, friends.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an episode of You Might Want to Sit Down for This.
Yo, she's bad, though.
That's it.
Hey there. I want to take this time to thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the notification bell on You Might Want to Sit Down for This. We really appreciate your love, support, and continual watching and listening every single week, every single bi-weekly, every single day we drop clips, every single day we drop segments. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, if you want to send us gifts, if you want to send us presents, if you want to send us bursaries, if you want to send us love, if you want to send us hate, please email us at sitdown4this@gmail.com or hit us in the DM of any of our social media handles, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and of course YouTube. Make sure you do that. And also, this season of love, Thanksgiving, and everything beautiful about the month, I want to tell you this, and I want to tell you.
This concludes our broadcast.
You might want to sit down for this.